Hello, I'm Dr. Jerry Parrish. I'm the Chief Economist of the Florida Chamber Foundation, and welcome to this edition of Florida by the Numbers. Today I want to talk about the jobs report that just came out. I also want to talk a little about the Florida Chamber's Small Business Index Survey. As we can see on the Florida scorecard, Florida produced 238,600 jobs over the past 12 months, and our unemployment rate has dropped from 4.3% in May to a current 4.1%. To break down the drop in Florida's unemployment rate, we know that the number of unemployed Floridians went from 436,000 to 419,000, a change of 17,000. The change came from two places. 7,000 of the people that went to work last month were previously unemployed. But another factor in the equation is the number of people in the workforce, and that dropped by 10,000 people over the past month. So more than half of the change in the unemployment rate was a drop in the labor force. Florida currently has 248,300 open jobs. That's a slight decrease from last month. With the 419,000 people we have unemployed, that indicates that Florida continues to have a skills gap. When we think about who in Florida is still unemployed, we can look to a recent publication from the Brookings Institute for some estimates. This is a national study for 130 larger metro areas in the U.S. Several Florida metros are included. You can see that there's a wide variety of people that are unemployed. It's not just the younger or the less educated people, it's a wide range. That should indicate that it will take a wide variety of techniques to help this diverse population get back to work. Now let's look at the jobs that Florida has created over the past 12 months. These are the categories of job creation. You can see that Florida continues to have balance, with 5 categories producing more than 30,000 jobs each. It's interesting to note that nearly half of the professional and business services jobs created are in the subcategory called professional and technical service. These are usually high-wage jobs. In education and health services, all but 2,000 of those jobs were created in healthcare. Only 2,000 were in education services. Another category that's interesting is trade, transportation, and utilities. Wholesale trade had an increase of 14,200 jobs. That's a 4.2% increase over the past year. This is something the Florida Chamber Foundation worked with its Trade and Logistics report recommending the expansion of these type jobs in our state. Manufacturing is also still growing at 3.1%, a good sign of economic diversification of our state for the future. This map shows which counties grew jobs over the past year. You can compare your county's growth rate to the Florida growth rate of 2.9% and the U.S. growth rate of 1.6%. This week, the Florida Chamber will release the Florida Small Business Index Survey. In this survey, we ask many questions of Florida small businesses, and I hope you'll read the report. One of the questions we ask is, what is the top issue for that business? That is the one they are most concerned about. For the third survey in a row, workforce quality was named the #1 issue. You can see the other results here and what percentage of Florida's small businesses considered each of them as their top issue. Over the past 3 years, we've noticed that workforce quality has climbed to the top. This slide shows which were the top 2 issues during Q3 for this year and the previous 2. Note that workforce quality has risen from number 5 2 years ago to number 3 this time last year, and now it's solidly in the #1 slot. I want to thank you for joining me on this issue of Florida's By the Numbers. As always, if you have questions or comments, please contact me at the Florida Chamber Foundation. Thank you.